Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Talking Skritt. I'm your host John, better known as Dale. We're on the Expo, a fantastic show for you. Festival of the Four Winds is live, some extra dialogue available for the post-Jormag stuff. And World Boss Rush returns and much more. But first, let me introduce you to my fellow hosts. He is a moderator over at MMO Champion and streams every Wednesday on this very channel. Whether you're traveling onward to the Labyrinthian Cliffs or traversing the 6 underground sections of the Crown Pavilion, he has you covered. Say hello to Jim.
Labyrinthian Cliffs, yes. Queen's Pavilion, not yet, but I'll get there. Because, we all get stuff if we kill enough bosses. But we'll talk about that in a bit, so hi.
And he streams over on Twitch where he answers the age-old question, what other goodies will we see from the anniversary sale? Say hello to Age. You're muted. Or did Arena not do your voiceover dialogue either? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We'll come back to you. And she writes and streams for MMORPG.com. And hopefully she has her war ready with the World Boss event coming next week. Say hello to Robin.
Yay!
For a second, I thought you weren't going to say anything. I was like, ah, crap.
I know. I thought I had a moment of just being like...
I saw your mouth open and no sound for a split second. I was like,
Yeah, I was like, I won't do that. That'd be rude.
Yeah, just give me a heart attack, but well,
Question is, do we have Age?
I was gonna say, well, we hopefully let Age try to figure things out here.
Say something.
But see, I thought he was just being quiet the whole time leading up to, and then when I was like, oh, but yeah, let's jump right into it while he. Yay!
Hey!
I like every Windows update just messes with my audio and mics. I don't understand why.
I'm gonna turn you down a little bit, because you are a little bit loud. But
That's normal. Microsoft is trying to help.
all right, well, let us jump right into it. For a second, I thought maybe someone else was going to speak through you. Yeah, because Jormag's abilities. Anyway, we'll get to that stuff. But first up, we have Festival of the Four Winds. It is live. Started on August 11th. It is a festival, so it is one of the returning things. If you can visit the Labyrinthian Cliffs or the Crown Pavilion, which is underneath the in Divinity's Reach, but I also did a trailer, which I don't did they always. This is it's dated new, but it's kind of interesting that they had you could see in the thing, and that we have the captions for it, that we have the horrible person that people voted for in Lion's Arch.
Ellen Keel.
Horrible
Ellen
person?
Keel. Yes.
Yeah,
Ellen Keel.
Eben Nashblade is the correct answer to Deo's question.
But it's interesting that she's there and she's talking about kind of the rebuilding and stuff like that, like kind of recapping everything, and like the Zephyrites helped out. But yeah, they didn't have that previous years. Not every previous year, but
yeah, I definitely don't remember it.
Chat was right there. Keel, yeah. Because I'm kind of interested because it talks about the Zephyrites. Well, we'll talk about the festival first, and maybe them replanting things in our brain for later on. But yeah. So like I said, you can visit the Labyrinthine Cliffs. You saw some screens of there, and we do have some of the screens from the release page. If you're not familiar with it, it has like events there. You can trade resources in for other currency there. That's one of the original resource dumps that they had to rebalance things. You could finally last year we should have had the flying mount, because I was like, I really liked seeing it in the trailer, and I was like,
we had we should have had
there's
it by
two
last Griffin race courses there.
Yeah.
I think
I just really like seeing it in there, and I was trying to remember. I was like, is that new? But I was like, no, we should have had that. But
speaking of mounts, I honestly I feel like mounts should almost be disabled for most of the cliffs.
yeah,
because they basically make the crystals almost worthless to pick up.
Right.
Which is kind of disappointing.
Just making it so anybody can get them. Gotta go do them.
It's promoting Path of Fire.
Yes. Am I confusing? Like, I thought somewhere near the bottom of the cliffs there's also a skimmer race. Or am I confusing something else? The Zephyrite Labyrinth Cliffs side thing.
No, there's definitely a skimmer race course out in the bay that's at the base of the cliffs.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, apparently Christo won a race when she was goofing around there at some point.
Nice.
And like I said, the Crown Pavilion, which, like I said, is in Divinity's Reach underneath. Where basically you got the whole spoke wheel thing that you get in Divinity's Reach, but in each section is a different scenery and theme towards the boss in there, and meant to try to go take out all the bosses. And as you take one out, the other ones will become more powerful with their skills. So ideally you would want to try to get them all down in one go, but you can, if you want to, go one by one by one by one, but
Right.
Man, I remember when that was the meta.
Yeah.
And people just did it, and it was just like just split into groups. Just
it was hard getting people to do that too, though, because a lot of people wanted to kill all of them and splitting into groups. They didn't want to do that, and I remember there was a lot of friction about that originally.
And it's actually kind of funny you guys bring that up, because we were talking about that last week a little bit with the achievements tied to Drizzlewood Coast. Is so many people want to kill those what is it, the tribunes or what, or the not?
Yep. The tribunes.
Oh, okay. And people don't want to split up because they don't want to miss out on loot, and it was kind of the same thing here. Which now I'm thinking,
right.
I'm like, it kind of seems like it feels a little bit like they forgot that lesson, or they didn't.
The thing that kills it for me is that it's so quick if you get all 6 bosses down at once.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you could just roll into another event, because I remember people used to go to Boom Boom Banes last, and then everybody would show up to finish off Boom Boom, and the healing turret's HP would scale to a point where you literally could not kill her.
Right.
Unless you had people that were like on their game, like if 80% of the group fighting her was actually on their game with DPS rotations. So it was rough.
But yeah, I mean, I'd like to see like a very organized group where, like you said, it's so fast to kill them if you do them all at the same time. What if you literally, people just set it up where you kill it, everybody rotates, because honestly, you could probably get through them fairly quick, maybe not as fast as people doing one rotation to hit them all, but probably pretty darn close if you're, and you probably could get more loot out of it because you're doing 6 versions of it, or at least the overarching.
Yeah, I actually have reached a point with the Crown Pavilion that I think my favorite activity there is not doing the bosses at the bottom. It's not actually doing the individual bosses up top where you have the challenge things, but actually just standing up there and watching everybody else work on those. So that was really entertaining for me.
Just standing in the rafters and watching other people do the work.
It's interesting to see like the different ways people go about it, and like it's exciting. I don't know. It's fun. You like cheer people on.
But I mean, and we were speculating last week, I remember, with some of the pictures where should rotate through here, but the glowing eyes that we were speculating on, I believe that is the meta achievement reward. That one right there you're seeing.
Oh,
so,
cool.
So get out there and get the meta stuff if you want to get those fancy, nice looking eyes. But yeah, should be, it's nice to see it come back. But I know a lot of people that are just like, and I totally understand like festivals and stuff. It's like there are certain festivals that I just won't like. After a while, like for me, it's like I love the idea of Winter's Day, but I go to it and I'm like, I might play it for like a day or two, and I'm like, okay, I'm good. Even though
you
it's
can only
lucrative.
do the jumping bubble so many times.
Yeah, it's like I know it's lucrative, it's great, it's all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, but it's after a while, it's just not what I want to do. So, and I've seen some feelings of that with this, which totally understandable with festivals. That is the downside of MMO festivals. Definitely had that feeling.
It's nice to see that they keep adding like new stuff to them.
Yeah.
Like new weapon skins and stuff that like are part of an unlock chain. It's good.
But yeah, any other thoughts on the Festival of the Four Winds, or at least from the event itself? Because I got a little bit of tinfoil hat speculation.
Oh no.
Well, like I said, that video they did, it's just so interesting that, I mean, it's accurate in the sense of, hey, we're, the Zephyrites helped us rebuild. It's like, triumph. It's similar to what Queen Jenna did in the first Crown Pavilion, where it's like, this is the show how humanity has triumphed over all of its enemies. But this one, it's like, and we all know what happened in the original Crown Pavilion, right?
Are we going to hope the Lion's Arch gets blown up again?
Well, I think it's interesting that they're being like, hey, remember about Lion's Arch? Remember about the Zephyrites who were very involved in the beginnings of our reign?
Mm-hmm.
But what if they're reminding us all this stuff, and what if Lion's Arch does get attacked again by a certain dragon, big wave type thing? It's maybe this is how it's
Disneyland is totally cool by me.
I was gonna say, maybe this is them starting to plant the seeds of like, hey, remember about Lion's Arch and what happened to it beforehand? And it's like,
hey, remember?
Like, I don't think this is the next update. Like, don't get me wrong.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm wondering if I was like, it's just so interesting that it felt like kind of out of nowhere. But I mean, it could be nothing just because. I mean, the elections were held here for Lion's Arch as well, but...
You're right, QED. Yeah. Like, the festival is... Festival of the Four Winds, it's two festivals, because it's Queen's Pavilion and Labyrinthine Cliffs. It's huge. There is so much on offer from this festival. Bark. Bark, bark. Bark, bark.
Yeah, I kind of wish I could like be a new player experiencing these festivals, because like that's got to be pretty cool, A
lot of the first time experiences for this game are really impressive. I mean, I still remember how I felt when I ran into the Shadow Behemoth for the first time. So
right,
like that kind of stuff sticks with you.
Which, I mean, we'll get to it later, but I think that's why it maybe is a good thing to do the World Boss Rush thing that's coming up for especially new players that may be focused on leveling or something and not necessarily heart completion or zone areas. But yeah, I'm curious. Like I said, I just felt like interesting that they specifically were talking about Lion's Arch and the Zephyrites and kind of giving that history, which, like I said, is very much a part of Festival of the Four Winds, but I just was like, I wonder if this is making you remember just very slightly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we shall see, and go enjoy the festival if you're new, if you're returning and you want those glowy eyes or any of the new stuff that came with it. But yeah, should be fun. Also, they gave us this past week an update on server stability in a blog post. Oh, whoops, I forgot to take all that stuff down. Well.
Oops.
Oh, well. There we go. My bad. Thank you for pointing that out. But yeah, update on server stability. So they said they are aware that some players have been impacted by ongoing gameplay performance issues due to latency. They know this makes for a frustrating gameplay experience, and they want to let everyone know that they're going to find and mitigate those problems. They said the reality is there's no single sweeping change that can fix latency issues. For all the players, or even most of the players, there are a large number of factors and situations that can cause lag, and so members of their engineering team, infrastructure, design, Q&A, and production teams are working with a group of affected players to help identify underlying causes and find solutions. And they would just keep people informed of the progress. And though I know this week, because I know throughout the week I was talking with Hat, and he's said that the trading post has been blurry, and just very not usable. I've seen some other people on I think the Reddit and stuff, but he said with this week, I was just gonna say, he said this week that it seems like it's gotten a lot better, and so.
Well, that's good.
But I was trying to think of how that would work, but I mean, it could be along the lines of it, because isn't the trading post like a website or something? Because doesn't it?
I like an internal game website.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is they fixed it? What seems like this week, but it's been one of the things that leading up to it, which might be one of the things that maybe they came across during the server instability stuff. Or just a nice positive change that maybe came with them messing with stuff. But so hopefully it will stay like that, and hopefully they'll figure out all the other server stability issues. But
it's trying to figure out server issues is a nightmare at times. Especially, I can only imagine, especially if you're playing a game, an action game, if you're managing that. I mean, I manage a website for a single company of like 350 to 400 people.
Your trading post ever blurry?
I will admit there are some of my web pages that when I make changes to the code, it's suddenly, I've added 30 seconds to the load time.
Yay!
Yeah, so... And it wasn't a change that I thought would be that big a deal. But...
it all adds up.
But I ended up... because the little changes on calculations, that's one of the things I know people want uncapped AoEs in WW. And that can't happen because there's no player collision. You'd have to have player collision, or...
that would be... I want to see that as an event. Like one of the week events where you're just seeing people not being able to get into
player collision, not uncapped AoEs.
Oh yeah, no, that would probably break everything. But player collision, I think, would just be hilarious because you just see people like I need to get in. I need to get in.
I would honestly love to see player collision turned on or uncapped AoEs just to see people get what they wanted, and it's just it's not that great. But QED, the problem is two people having lag issues could be two completely different subsets of people because the lag is being caused by different things. So that's the problem, is that yes, you're on the user side of things, you see the same problem, but it's the course of the thing happening. It's not the same thing causing it. So that's what makes it difficult. Honestly, I haven't been noticing any lag. The only time I notice lag is skill lag in WW, which, as far as I'm aware, has just kind of been a thing since WW.
Well, we've always known about the spaghetti code, but you could probably find that in a lot of games. I mean,
I mean, I'll give it a shot. I've noticed lag in the Drakkar meta previously, but that's just because I've got like
Yeah, I was gonna say the Drakkar
100
meta. I don't
people.
think would be a good. Like, I think it was always bad because it's literally the whole zone congregated on one specific area.
Yeah, the
Like,
particle effects of it just.
it's the whole map now. Okay, I'll have to go back and try it. But yeah. But, all right. But any other? Oh, I heard lots of complaints about Thunderhead Peaks. Okay, then yeah, that would be like what QED was saying. So some of the old maps. So I don't know. I have not gone back to those as recent. But if people are watching this on YouTube or Twitch later on, let us know if there's any other zones that you're having issues with. I mean, well, in the end, let ArenaNet know first, but we'd like to know too. But we won't do anything. I'll tell you that right up front. The whole of POF. Well, I know I've been into some of the POF maps, so I would have to refute at least the POF stuff. But like Jim's saying, it's very situational, and so saying it's everyone is maybe everyone in certain zones, but that's also different variables in different situations each time. At least from what
it's
it
like
sounds
you can
like.
say everybody's having lag, and that might be true, but everyone, like every individual, could be having lag for different reasons.
Right.
Yeah. Never mind. I'm not even gonna make that joke at this point. It was about a global thing that's happening.
You mean the Backstreet Boys World Tour?
Yeah. But yeah, so hopefully they'll look into it and get things back up and running for everyone. And maybe it'll be a good test coming up because people might be going to all these other zones and everything, because on August 18th, the World Boss Rush will return, and it's from the 18th to the 25th. The gameplay variant will be gain bonus boxes of goods for participating in World Boss events. You'll get more bonus boxes of goods for defeating bosses at the end of longer and tougher event chains. They also established a community goal. Taking down world bosses will progress the overall community goal. You'll receive rewards for each tier you participate in. Community goal rewards will be distributed at 10:01 a.m. Pacific time on August 25th and will be available to collect until 4 p.m. Pacific time on September 8th. So you got a good window afterwards in case, real life happens. But tier 1, expect to get 3 celebration boosters, 4,500 karma, 5 guild gold from kills banner, and 3 spirit banners. And then tier 2, you're getting now is this just stacking on it, or is it like another 3 celebration boosters?
I think it stacks on.
Yeah, I think they're stacking. It's not like
okay.
if we achieve tier 2, it replaces tier 1.
Okay, so you're getting everything from tier 1 and also well, no, it seems like it's
every tier gives you 3 celebration boosters and 4,500 karma, pretty much.
Okay,
just to help you out.
Oh, okay. So yeah, 3. Yeah, and it looks like 5 guild gathering and swiftness banners, 10 packed scout mapping materials, 500 Ash Legion commendations, 500 Flame Legion commendations. And then tier 3, we're getting, once again, like Age said, the 3 celebration boosters, 4,500 karma, 3 plates of sesame crusted coco
Coco
Yeah,
I was gonna say, is that Coco Vein?
5 guild karma and experience banners, 500 Blood Legion commendations and 500 Iron Legion commendations. And then tier 4, once again, you're getting the boosters, karma, 5 guild gold and magic find banners, 10 bonus boxes of goods, and then 500 Frost Legion commendations and 500 Dominion commendations. And then lastly, tier 5, you're getting your boosters, your karma, 5 guild hero banners, 20 blue prophet shards, 20 red prophet shards, 20 green prophet shards, and an endless shiny chest tonic. La 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 la. Sorry.
Shiny.
Oh yeah, like chat saying, you can use those profit shards because you can use them towards, I think, getting ascended gear. So
Yep.
help you
in the Eye of the North.
help you outfit your character a little bit more if you need to. But do you like the rewards? Do you think they're good? Do you like the event? I mean,
Yeah, it's something to do in between story. Like they it's kind of weird because they're just, it feels like they're piling on a lot in between this episode and the next one. But
yeah, like chat's saying, I think last year or last time they did this was if you did any boss at any point, you'd get however the community goal was. But it does sound like here, you have to do at least one boss during that specific tier to achieve those rewards. So I do like that change, since you do have to be a little bit more active and you can't just at the end be like, oh, we reached it, I'm gonna go do one real quick. Like,
I mean, to be fair, I think they also drastically increased the amount of stuff you get out of this one.
Yeah.
So
it seems Iceberg Saga related. So
yeah. And from what QED said, they added the Connor. So I don't know if that counts. Like, I don't know where that is for the boss, because Connor, that's char stuff. Is that? Oh, the Connor and Crystal Infusion. Okay. Oh, they added rewards to it?
Oh, to the tier thing? That's.
Let me take a look here at the blog post, because I'm sure they would have edited that.
I don't think they did. I thought I looked at it this morning, but I could have missed it.
Oh,
to the boss chests. Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense. So yeah, definitely get out there and try and get your hands on that, because that's a Crystal Infusion's a pretty nice looking infusion if you want to look shiny.
Yep. World Boss Rush special event returns next week. The dreaded Drakkar has been added to the list of bosses. So Drakkar is part of the world boss list now. Bonus boxes of goods now have a very rare chance to contain a Crystal Infusion or the Heart of the Connor.
So yeah, definitely go check that out. Any other thoughts on the event? Would you like to see more of these or different variants? I mean, I like how they refer to it as, like, the gameplay variant of it. So feels like
they could always toss like bounty mechanics onto the world bosses during these things.
God.
Well, I would say, didn't they do that with bounties, like in POF when it first started? Like they had the weird.
Yeah, well, that's what all the the bounty mechanics that I'm talking about, like the lasers, like the spinning lasers or the healing things.
That would be interesting. I would like to see that, but they would probably have to go as far as like when they did like the PvP event and they had like in the top corner, like where you could click on it would tell you more information. That way, so if a new player comes in and goes, this is like a boss, it's way too hard and too crazy, I can't play this, like just be like, hey, it's a week-long crazy thing.
I think certain instabilities don't apply to certain fractal levels, so it would be something of that like nature.
Chad saying the Connor is worth around 80k in trading post right now, which I don't know, might not as much after this, but who knows? It's probably pretty low drop rate, but sure there'll be maybe one or two that will. I'm not expecting it to be a 1 copper by the end of the event. Like I'm not expecting that to drop rate.
To be honest, Dale, it might be one of those rare occasions where increased supply increases demand.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, maybe a lot of people will be hopeful to get it, and then they don't, so they're like, let me spend some 80,000 gold. Ah, crap, it's 120.
Wow.
In case it goes up, I don't know.
The ability to just casually say, let me spend 80,000 gold is
right.
Got to get there first.
Yeah. Well,
I can't even imagine having that much gold in Guild Wars 2. Like, my brain can't wrap itself around that.
I mean,
crazy.
I mean, for me, I don't think I would ever get that high because I would probably just convert it from gold to gems, especially to cash in on some of these great deals for the anniversary sale.
Right.
Yeah, that one hurt, didn't it, Jim? Yeah. So we're kind of in the realm of the anniversary since it should happen, the 25th for early access and 28th for like full on launch. Yep. So I think every day they've had a sale and I think some go away that day, but some, or a couple days. So some of these might have already lapsed or about to. But some of them will probably are staying for a little bit longer. So you might want to cash in on it while you can. For example, like the Magnificent Hummingbird Skimmer skin and Night Fang Griffin skin are on sale for 25% off, which is 1,500 gems until August 21st. The Copper Fed Salvage-O-Matic, which I would highly recommend if you want to just make salvaging a little bit easier so you don't have to worry about things, because the way it works is it still takes a little bit of copper every time you salvage, and it kind of equals out as a salvage kit, but you don't have to go keep buying salvage kits. You don't have to worry. But you can get that for 25% off, which is 600 gems up until August 18th. Character slot expansions are 35% off at 520 gems until August 17th. The bag slot expansions are 40% off, 240 gems, which is until August 16th. And I don't know if these have gone by the time we're talking about it, but the Unbreakable Gathering Tools are 50% off, which is 1,200 gems. And that was only until August 15th, which is today. And if you're watching this on YouTube or something, then I know it definitely has passed. But I don't know when they're taking it down, if they're taking it down at noon or... So maybe
I'm going to check that right now.
I don't know if someone is in game or not.
I was about to say I can check that, but Jim's on it.
Yeah, you might lose more cameras if you go into a game.
I know. I'll suddenly be like, where'd everybody go?
But while he does that, we'll talk a little bit vaguely about a spoiler thing here. And just heads up, this is a spoiler for the most recent living story. But we're going to kind of dance around it, but I just kind of want to give you a warning because it does tell you one little thing that happens about it. But so at the end, by the end of the story, you do capture someone on the opposition, and the individual has no words for you whatsoever. But it does seem like people tell you go talk to him, and it's kind of confusing at the end because it doesn't say anything. And I don't think it's just lack of voiceover work, but I actually put out a blog post saying this week of basically check back throughout the coming weeks. It sounds like leading up to the next living story, and this person will start talking. And I think one of the first messages they gave us, which, like I said, this is a spoiler. It feels like kind of nothing, but it just says, just because I can speak doesn't mean I will.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all we get out of the person. But
this kind of reminds me in some ways of way back in the story when Kanak was a prisoner, and like at first he was very mum and didn't say anything, and then over time, as you talk to him more and more things progressed, and he talked more about how he went about things in the wrong way and stuff. Not that I expect the same thing to happen, but it reminds me of that, what we did back in the past with Kanak.
So to interject here, the Unbreakable Harvesting Tools just say sale ending soon.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to assume that's going to go when reset happens today.
Yeah. It's weird. I thought usually they say like 4 more hours or something like that.
It's possible that, I don't know, they just didn't decide to put a timer on it, but...
Yeah. Weird. Okay.
And
were we avoiding the name of the person?
Well, I didn't know if people...
it is a bit of a spoiler if you haven't played through the story, because you don't necessarily know how things end. So
I was just about to say, because there you put the image.
Well, that's why I said warning spoiler. If you're only listening, you're fine.
Okay. I see.
So for the people
So
who
watch this part first where we warn you not to look at it. Ah, crap.
Cover.
So now you're good.
Yeah.
You're I don't yeah. Well.
Well, let's
now
be
you had 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you watch the show, you probably play Guild Wars 2 a lot anyway. So.
I'm on the show and I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, me and Jim are like in the same boat right now. I started it, but I have not gotten very far in it.
But Arlie, it is kind of interesting that you said like it reminded you of Canuck, because there was once again leading back to how it's kind of interesting about them talking about Festival of the Four Winds and Lion's Arts and the Zephyrite. There was another person that kind of got locked up that was eventually broken free.
Wait, who?
My Trin.
Oh yeah, I forgot we did
that was in Lion's
up.
Arch. Like maybe.
Yeah.
What could there be an attack on? Because we do keep them in Eye of the North. I can say that much. I mean, that's not like a.
I
thought kind of been
she
her
got
home
away
area.
from us, and then the next time we found her was in the fractal dungeon, whatever it was.
Well, no, we captured her because that allowed us to, or that actually gave Ellen Keel a ship so she could be a captain. Like that was before all that.
Yeah.
And
right.
But no, she actually escaped during the battle for Lion's Arch because that's when the Aether Blades and stuff.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if maybe we'll even see an attack on Eye of the North.
That could be interesting. I was going to say, like, I mean, I really love the time and thought and energy that they put into rebuilding Lion's Arch. And there's a lot of like cool little nooks and crannies and stuff the way it is now. But like, as much as it wouldn't bother me too much if it was destroyed again, I kind of would rather things happen in other cities as opposed to, okay, Lion's Arch is just the city that always gets destroyed.
I was going to say, it's going to start to become Kenny from South Park. Like, all right, there it goes again.
Pretty much.
I just want old LA back.
That's not happening though. You know that.
I just don't like. I feel like New LA is so flat in comparison. I feel like it was so much more interesting. Sterile. Yes, thank you, dear.
I was gonna say New LA is very much like a planned community, whereas old LA was very much like pirates strapping things together to make a city work. You know.
Which is weird because that's kind of the idea behind Holbrecht. Is it was supposed to be, Holbrecht and the Norn culture is it's meant to be like a meeting place of just the different tribes or cultures, and they were just like, well, this kind of works, let's just keep building it up, and that kind of seems like the same mentality. But it feels like that one achieved it more, maybe because the pirates just didn't care. I don't know. It's
yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. Maybe these are little like trickles of like history repeats itself type thing, especially when it comes to dragons. But yeah, definitely go check that out. Any other thoughts on the spoiler and the name that shall not be named? And not the world thing, but in this game.
I was gonna say I'm gonna be very annoyed if things play out similarly and he who shall not be named ends up being like part of our guild eventually. That would not be okay with me.
I just
like Canuck was a different story. Like Canuck did a lot of bad things, but it was on a whole different level, you know?
Did we ever get my Trin back? I'm trying to think.
I thought we killed her eventually.
I'm trying to remember, because what if because I know she. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Chat, can you refresh our memory of my Trin? Because it's all.
I don't think so. I don't ever remember seeing her again.
Because I'm wondering what if this person gets away and then we get like the Legion of Doom of Guild Wars 2.
I seriously, I thought we had killed my Trin at some point.
She escaped into the mist, and that was it. That's what I was wondering, because I know she escaped into the mist.
She's trapped in the mist now. like Dessa.
Which is even better because, like I said, maybe this character will escape, go into the mist, and we get like the Legion of Doom version of Guild Wars 2, and then we can get VO of Meanwhile in the Mists, and then dun dun dun. Mm-hmm. Ooh, yeah, because aren't they? Well, no, that's actually a spoiler for the story stuff. So, but she escaped in the mist. Yeah, I wasn't sure because my line of thought was all out of whack because I remember in the living store or in the fractal, which was just a regular fight at the time, we that's where we capture and get the boat, get the airship for Ellen Keel,
right?
So
yeah, I guess I was getting confused because we kill Horik, who is her second in command, but we don't actually kill her. I see. So interesting.
And maybe that'll all lead to like chat saying Edge of the Mist. Maybe we'll get a revamp of, this leads into the alliance system and World v World, and then everybody will be happy for an hour.
I was gonna say, I don't think, everybody's gonna be happy.
But I don't know. I think
to be optimistic.
I think this last topic might make a lot of people happy. Last up, we have Community Corner. And the one thing that we found this week was I think I saw it when Inks actually retweeted. It's a big thank you to him. I mean, but also a person by the name of GuildJen actually it has a website where I would say is I don't want to say copying or anything, like I think it's a good way to replace what a lot of people have missed, which was Dolphy's website. Because it has a lot of achievement guides, like especially, I'm pretty sure they have one for the Festival of the Four Winds. So if you're going for those glowy eyes, there you go. Other bits of news and stuff like that.
Through this for that,
and like other achievement guides and stuff. So I think it's something that I know when Dolphy left or took her break indefinitely type thing, or what have you. I know real life things, I know we talked about it before, happened, but which wherever she is, still wish her luck. Hopefully everything's okay. But I know so many people that tried to like pick up the ball of that, and I think it made people appreciate like a lot of the time that Dolphy put into it and the team that surrounded her, which I don't know GuildJen personally or anything like that, but if it's anything like, it seems like the same quality that we got from Dolphy, so maybe it is Dolphy and they just conspiracy. Where's my tinfoil hat? It's a tinfoil hat kind of a day. No,
Deo, I honestly was expecting you to literally pull out a tinfoil hat.
I have one.
I know. I hope that's something they'll be able to keep up with, because like the thing is guides are great because they don't really become not useful, because there'll always be somebody working on that content at some point, like going back and forth and stuff. But they take so much time and effort to put a good guide together that not only has all of the relevant information, but has it laid out in a way that is easy to follow and understand. It's a lot of time.
And I couldn't find my tinfoil hat. I think someone stole it, which brings up another conspiracy theory. Dun, dun, dun. Sorry. But yeah, no, Jim did link it in chat, and of course that and all the other stuff will be linked in the description. I would definitely bookmark that, just because, like I said, I think it's going to be a great tool going forward. But yeah, I think that is. Any other thoughts on anything we've talked about? I know it's a bit of a shorter episode, but wasn't too much heavy.
I'm sorry.
News.
I just had a really funny image come to my mind of like, we have that person in prison and stuff. And one night, Kanaka shows up and he's like, "You can't take my place. I've already done this," and like stabs him to death.
It'd be funny, but Let's not have
I
like
know.
any more big anticlimactic like kills.
Wouldn't that require the person who is currently imprisoned to have a redemption arc and to join the guild?
Well, no, you didn't even have to go that far. Like he could just be like one night, like, no, I know where this is going. No, I did this. Yeah.
I already did this. You can't one up me. Stab.
Right, basically.
Although knowing Canuck, he wouldn't stab. He would just throw a bomb into the cell.
True. Yeah, that's fair. Anyway, sorry. I don't know why that just randomly occurred to me, but I was like, I have to share this funny thought.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll continue the conversation and have some more funny thoughts in after show. So that's a little bit of a teaser for maybe some people should try to come out live if you can. But we'll talk about that in a bit. But Jim, where can they find you?
I can be found on Twitter at MelthanisMMO. I can also be found live on this very channel, twitch.tv/MadRealms. That's 2 A's in the Mad every Wednesday at 8-ish p.m. Eastern time, where I got back into PvP last week. I was trying to do Kroof's Berserker build, her Executioner, which I feel might actually be pretty fun in PvE of all things. But I just was not feeling it in the matches I was in. I switched over to Spellbreaker, and I was having a blast, to be honest, shaking off the rust. So when the next season starts, I'm going to try and actually, keep up with my games in ranked.
Nice.
Maybe. But
it's awesome.
Hang out.
And Age, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube at Age Night Road. Monday I played some League of Legends on my channel. Tuesday I played some Uno on this channel. It was a lot of fun. Arlie cheated a lot. It's okay.
I did not.
Look, if we're going to talk about anything about that Uno night, we're going to talk about the plus 20 y'all hit me with.
You started it. You deserved it.
Did we highlight that? Because that'd be good for people.
I was going to say somebody needs to highlight that.
Can do some clips of that, yeah. But I had some audio and video issues on my end, but it's kind of weird because the way Uno works is that depending on the order of the people, the cameras will change. So I had to constantly go in and out. But yeah, we'll figure that out for next time. But yeah, it was fun. Might do it again. Probably get Dale in this time. And yeah,
get Arlie out of there. She cheats. She just constantly cheats. I'm kidding. But speaking of, where can they find you, Robin?
I can be found Arlie82 on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. Although my Twitch has been incredibly dead lately. I don't even remember the last time I streamed at this point.
I was say, yeah, normally when you do, it's on MMORPGs. So
well, it was one on my own channel and one on MMORPG's channel, or 2 on MMORPG's channel. So I did both, but I haven't even done that in a while either. It's just there's been too many times where I need to work on the week, and then at night I'm like, I don't have the energy for streaming.
Yeah, understandable, fair enough. Well, make sure to follow our Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff in case it comes back out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But awesome. And you can find me at simply_Dea on Twitch and Twitter. And I've kept with my streaming schedule of Monday and Thursday. Looking forward to Warframe's Heart of Deimos. Getting excited, making little builds here and there. I hear my dog starting to rustle, so I'm going to go through this before they start barking, hopefully. But yeah, if you are just popping in the very end, do stick around. We do a bit of an after show. If you want to watch this in whole, we do highlight it on our Twitch, twitch.tv/MadRealms, 2 A's in the Mad. And like I said, we go live on Saturdays at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. And if you want to watch it on YouTube, we put it up on our YouTube, youtube.com/MadRealms. And that will go up on Sundays at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And yeah, I think that is it for this week. And we'll see everybody next time in the game. Good night, everybody.
Bye.